The world's identity system and God's identity system are just two different things. They are both incompatible, and I tried living both of them at the same time. POV, the world says that you are who you are perceived to be by how you look, by what you eat, by how you dress, by the things you have, your status, your validation. God says you are who I say you are. You are valuable because I placed you in Christ. Your worth is tied to none of those things. But you see, these two things cannot coexist at the same time. And I was trying to have both. I knew I was justified in Christ, but I kept following the world's patterns, following things that brought value, validated me externally, and chasing things that brought pleasure to my body and my mind. And I was building this false version of myself, this self-constructed identity that was built around the world's approval. And also like the sinful nature that inclined towards rebellion and self-centeredness apart from God. I thought God would just overlook and like, okay, I'm in Christ, so these things don't matter. I'm not telling you that I'm perfect or that I've conquered my sinful nature entirely. I still feel this pull, I still feel this inclination, but those things don't define me. That is suppressed by the power of Christ in me that has conquered it. And He's leading me by His power, by His will, by His leading. And until we are glorified in the body, we'll still feel the tension between the flesh and the spirit. But we are choosing which system to build our identity on. 1 John 2 verse 15 says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. That's not a suggestion. That's a statement of incompatibility. You can't love both. Those two things don't coexist. You cannot be operating from the flesh and be operating from the spirit. They do not coexist. You have to choose what system you are operating from. So where are you building your identity from? What are the things that you're doing that is determined by the world and by the flesh and not by the spirit? Are you anchoring your identity in what Christ says about you? Maybe it's your career. Maybe it's how you see yourself. Maybe it's the things, maybe the sin that you're doing that you think God will overlook. The world labels you and says you are what we label you as. But God says you are who I say you are. You cannot have both. Pick one.